Well folks, here is another vacuum cleaner unboxing. After my bit of bad luck, any of my subscribers who've seen my videos will know that last couple of machines I bought, 3 machines I bought, have been damaged or faulty in one way or another. So hopefully I've had me 3 pieces of bad luck and the 4th one will be okay, but it doesn't look very good. Although there's lots of fragile labels on this, there's a huge dent in the box, but hopefully the internal packaging will have saved. I mean, that is a huge dent. So as you can tell from the description, this is a vintage Hoover Turbopower 2 model. Model U2107. One of the last Turbopower 2s that Hoover produced. So here it is, with a big dent. I've already heard the hose rattling about in the box when I took the machine in. So here we have a nice big dent, but hopefully that big dent is not going to prove to be a damaged vacuum. Made in the EC this, so I assume it was made in Cambuslang, Scotland. And the gross weight of this box is 8.9 kilograms. Right, there we go. It's got some internal polystyrene, which is hopefully going to be okay. Right. So, at least the internal polystyrene at the top seems to be in one piece. So we'll carefully remove it. So, first thing to come out is the handle. I don't know what colour blue they call this. I'm not sure if it says the colour on the box. Let's have a look. No, can't see a colour. Oh, what's on here? No, doesn't say the colour. Let's just take the handle out. So far everything looks alright with the handle. So there we go. That's the handle. It is a shame that this is, because this is very basic Turbopower 2. They've skimped on the Hoover roundel here. I think you might be able to buy them. You used to be able to buy these roundels that fitted. It just would be nice if it had it on. It just does cheapen things rather not to have it, but anyway. It is brand new and unused, and to get a brand new and unused Turbopower 2 is unusual. I do have another Turbopower 2, the U2107 model, which is more or less unused. I've had it from brand new and I've hardly used it, but I don't have the box for it anymore. Oh, out you come. Right, there's no polystyrene to protect the bottom half, just a bit of extra cardboard in the box. Got your Hoover service plan. Register now for your free Hoover parts guarantee. I don't think I'll bother. And they want £31.80 for something. I don't know what that's for. Is that for the service plan? For the optional crikey, that's just for the optional second year cover. This machine's not going to get used, so I don't think Hoover are going to honour that anyway. Got the instructions here, which I will just cut into. Not very sharp, these scissors. Not allowed sharp things in my house. Now, here we are, little leaflet on vacuum bags, trouble-free cleaning, showing Hoover Pure Power S. That would have been a UK made Pure Power, not like the Chinese shite you get now. Insist on genuine Hoover spare parts. So here there's an order form, and I can order more bags for this. For 6 H18 bags, 2 microfilters and 2 belts, it would cost me £9.49. In the past, if I was to send that out, I don't know if they even exist there anymore in Bolton. I used to get a lot of spares from Hoover in Bolton, but I'm not sure if they were recently closed down. I believe I read something online about that. Here's the user instructions. All pretty straightforward. Not that I need to know how to use it, but it opens out into a big page of instructions. So let's put that to one side, and now we'll examine the vacuum cleaner more closely. When I pack this away, I'm going to give it a wipe over. I'm going to actually protect it a bit more with some extra protection around it. That's the only, whoops, the bag door is loose. I don't know how they think that's going to protect much. Just a little bit of carrier bag, not carrier, a little bit of a see-through bag on the top of the bag compartment. That's all that Hoover deemed it was worth protecting this machine. They thought, oh, it's a budget basic vacuum, we won't bother protecting it. We've got the cord here all wrapped up tightly. So I'll carefully remove the bag from the cord. So everything is as it should be when you're unboxing a brand new vacuum. This hasn't been opened, but with my history from this seller, I did sort of think they might have checked it, but no, it's been left. But it's a fairly, although this is a basic vacuum cleaner, Turbopower 2 was fairly well built. Certainly better built than anything you can now buy from that company. Just needs a bit of a wipe down really, but all in all it's not too bad. Let's just check inside the bag compartment. Well, the little foam filter was displaced, obviously just thrown together on the production line, but it all looks okay inside so far. Now I've looked at I've got consumer brochure that includes this model, and there was a model up from this, I believe was a 1200 watt, and that did have a charcoal anti-odour filter. So I'm assuming that looks like the charcoal anti-odour filter, probably isn't. I'm not sure. Anyway, there's just sort of a felt type filter there that goes in the bottom of the bag compartment, and on top of that we've got the spongy filter. So obviously got to put that back in position correctly. So I haven't seen anything wrong so far, fingers crossed. No bits of plastic have fallen out. But although this is basic, I'd say it's probably a bit better built than the Panasonic Icon that I unboxed, that had the broken base plates. Both of them did. So we've got the standard bag in here, non-reusable bag. That looks a bit different, I'm not sure. I haven't got my other Turbopower 2 here to compare. I don't remember it having, there's an extra sort of plastic moulding here. I'm not sure my earlier Turbopower 2 has that. Could be wrong. So the bag does fit in nicely. On the Panasonic icon I've got, you just push the bag on. There's nothing that really holds the bag in place. But at least with this one, you've got this little clip here that actually holds the cardboard collar. So basically you locate the bottom of the collar underneath here, push it over and push until it's clipped in. So you do know that that's not going to come off. That's nice and secure. So there's the bag and the bag door, apart from quite a long piece of glue. Now if you watch my, if you search my other videos, there is a back to the floor video shown in the Hoover Canvaslang factory and on various production lines, I think including a Turbopower 2 one, and they use these hot glue guns to stick various things in place. There's one line where they're gluing a handle, I believe it is, onto, I think it's a Telios or an Ariane cylinder, and it's that sort of hot melt glue. Obviously that I've just removed was just a little bit of surplus from there. So everything, you know, seems fine. This has got, this part actually, it's got a date on it. Well, it was manufactured in November, this part, and looks like it was 92. Well, it's between 92 and 93, I'm not sure. Looks like it was November 92. That was manufactured, not necessarily the whole machine. And as you can see, dear old Queenie was still recommending or endorsing whatever Hoover cleaners. This was of course, I think, before the free flights, or was it after? I'm not sure, because I know when the free flights fiasco was going on, the Turbopower 2 was in the product lineup. That seems okay. The machine obviously stands upright, no problem. Just check the release. Apart from needing a polish, so far it looks good. If we look on the back, we can see the tools. Again, this differs from my U2107 model, in fact that it's got a smaller diameter hose and it has a straight handle to hold on to. The later models, the handle at the end was slightly curved. I do have a video up on YouTube channel of my other Turbopower 2. So no way was this a stair cleaning model. You would not reach up the stairs with this. You might get halfway up the stairs. They did stair cleaning models a bit later in the range. Turbopower 3 and Turbopower 1000s had stair cleaning hoses. They were wider bore and they were much longer. So the hose comes off if you need to unblock anything, if it gets blocked in here. So you've just got your standard extension tube, quite short there. A basic upholstery / stair nozzle. Now it was in that way when I got it, but I never put it in that way on my other model. So I think I'll try putting it in the other way. So there we've got your standard, without the thread picker that you would have got. Used to be a red thread picker up at the front here. So it's a very dumbed down version, this, so it does look better that way. That's the way I would assume it went. And you've got dusting brush. There's no way these tools are going to fall off. Again, quite stiff brushes for that. I wouldn't really dust anything delicate with that. And as I expected, brush is a little bit distorted, but in time that would go back to original. I suppose if I was to put that in hot water I could probably get that back, but it's not too bad. That fits on there. Let's try and put the, if I tap the brushes in, it might help to get them back to how they should be. There's a little hole here. Now on the stair cleaning models there used to be a little rubbery clip thing, I think it was yellow, that you used to, I think it was attached to the hose or something. There was something here anyway. It was an anti-tip measure when you were using the hose. It was to help prevent the machine from toppling over if you were to tug it. So, doesn't seem to hold that very well. Is that the right way? There we are, I think that's better. Let's put the hose back on. So, as long as the machine works when I switch it on, I haven't looked underneath yet, but so far so good. I'm pleased with it. It's funny, you know, when you see these machines 10 a penny in the shops. I remember seeing one of the last Turbopower 2s in my local Index. I don't know, it must have been about £60, £70, and when Index were closing down they were selling off, you know, things cheaper. I did buy a pneumatic Henry Hound very cheaply from Index, but I think it was the burgundy version of this, but I left it. But anyway, at least I've got this model. So we'll have a look at the rating plate underneath. Can you see that there? It's all back to front. Anyway, that's the rating plate. Serial number 376492117. 900 watt or 1000 watt max. So I don't know what date that is. If you want to comment underneath, I'm not sure how you date these things. But like I say, the bag door was made in '92 by the looks of it, but the whole cleaner was probably assembled at some other time. It might be '92, I'm not sure. Anyway, while we're here, let's have a look. Let's get the money shot. It's ABS plastic. Let's just move the camera down a bit. There we go. We can see it. Now that's not very good. So it's not perfect, but I'll be able to deal with that. There's rusting. They've not been, I mean, these are old cleaners, but they've not been stored in the ideal conditions, obviously. And the end caps actually, so I will have to be, the end caps here, there's rust on the end caps, so hopefully there'll be no rust on the motor, because it's inside and sealed up, so hopefully it'll be alright with that. So here we are, it says brush type 2. Brush type 2 written on it. And again, without having a direct comparison to my other Turbopower 2, which is an earlier model, these brushes are certainly not as stiff. This is what Hoover called the activator. Instead of like steel beta bars that the earlier models used to have, Hoover replaced those with a one-piece moulded unit that you couldn't replace the brushes on, you have to replace the whole piece. And these are like, I think Hoover called these beta pads. And again, the design of the beta pads is different. When I get my other Turbopower 2 back here, I might do a direct comparison, but they're certainly different. There's a lot there I can see differences between the activator, and they're much softer. So again, this is very, very budget upright cleaner for Hoover. Probably one of the most budget cleaners of the time. Even though it's budget, it's still better made than anything really from Hoover now, because at least, you know, it says EC, but I believe this was made in Scotland. We've got the dirt channel here. Again, this will be slightly sticky, I think. Even on my original one, it always was. So that's your duct, because they were prone for blocking these because quite a thin tube, thin ducting. This is where all the dirt goes up, and then it goes, well, it bypasses the motor, but it goes up here into the bag compartment via the hose. So it just made it a bit easier. In the previous versions it was screwed on. And I think, unless I'm very much mistaken, it was actually, I think it was all attached. It was all one piece attached to the base plate. Under here is the belt, which I expect is probably stretched, but it feels fairly good at the moment. But before I store this back away, I'll slip the belt off. I'll hopefully get this rust removed as well on the either side of the agitator. I'll have to take this wheel shaft out as well and see if I can remove the rust. It's not too bad. It is just surface rust, but I don't want to leave that. Put that back down there. Pretty good for edge cleaning, these machines. As you can see, the brushes do flare out quite a lot. On either side, you just got that uncleaned bit where the belt will be. Bit of red bristles got mixed in with that one. But certainly the brushes are not, they're definitely not as stiff as the original activator. The best activator really was fitted to the Turbopower 1 cleaners. When I first got a Turbopower 1 in '83, the Autoflex royal blue model, was it royal blue or was it navy blue, I think, Bayek, did that pull up my carpet pile. But anyway, this is the last offering. I think the Vortex, and then it's got a slightly better brush roll than this one. I think this is probably later. I'm not sure if it's, no, I don't think it is later than the Vortex. Anyway, that's underneath. And you got your height control here. Quite a nice smooth action. Obviously it doesn't work as smoothly if you've got the machine in the operating position. So always the instructions do say keep the machine upright, then you change the setting. So you've got your setting for your low pile or very short pile like carpet tiles, your low to medium, medium pile and hard floors, and that's for your long pile. And when using the cleaning tools, although I'm not sure why Hoover ever did that, because when it's in the upright position the brushes are raised off the floor anyway, so this doesn't make any difference when it's upright. It's only when you recline the machine will that make any effect, but that feels nice and smooth. I always found that for regular cleaning it was normally that or that position I would have it on for a regular standard pile carpet. While we're in this region, we'll just lower and see the final motor filter here. And again, that's black, another cheapening on my original Turbopower 2. Even though it was the base model, at least the exhaust grille was colour coordinated to the machine, as I believe were parts like this. But what Hoover did often, to cheapen things, they would, instead of producing, they initially used to produce various different colours, and then eventually as machines went on and they found ways to reduce prices, they introduced black pieces that were fitted to all variants, so it was made a bit cheaper for them. And when you get spares, when you can still buy spares, they tend to be a generic black. So here we have the little final micro filter. So the motor's located under here. There is another foamy diffuser inside there as well. And again, with the other Turbopower 2 I have, it had an extra black plastic piece here where you could fit a little square air freshener. Not a particularly pleasant smell compared to the round air fresheners Hoover did, so I didn't tend to use one of those in my other Turbopower 2s. So there we go. That is my brand new Turbo 2. Last thing to do, I'm not even going to put the handle on, but for any of you interested, if you happen to buy one of these brand new, there's a little diagram on here, a little sticker, you just take that off. Behind it there's a screw, and you would just pop the handle on to the top. Obviously I can't push it in all the way, well you have to release the hose first. So the handle would just push on to the top there, and then you just screw up the screw. Also at the back, when you've got the handle on, you've got the top cord storage hook here, and the carry handle at the back also served as your lower cord hook. So it's dual purpose, you could carry the machine from this handle and also wrap the cord round. You also have a carry handle at the front, just here, so you could lift the machine that way as well. Right, I'm just going to turn the machine on just to check the motor's okay, but I'm not actually going to clean with it. And then at some stage, before finally packing this away, I will deal with that little rust problem. Right, well, it's plugged in. Let's see, I'm going to press the on-off button at the top. Is it going to blow up, or is it going to work satisfactorily? We will know in just a few seconds. Ready? Not bad. Seems to be fine. It's got that odour. Now it's the same smell I had with the Icon from this particular retailer, and I can only describe it as it's a cross between manure and straw. It's sort of like a farming smell. It took ages for it to leave my Panasonic Icon. I had to put an air freshener in it, and it's just after using my Icon for a couple of weeks, after fixing the base plate, the smell has more or less gone, but I had to mask it with a Hoover air freshener. So it has got that familiar smell as I expected it would have. We'll just see the agitator going. So it all seems fine that way. We'll just gauge the suction. It whiffs, I can tell you. Not fantastic suction by today's standards, but you know, for the early 90s, it was okay for doing your stairs and your upholstery. But to me, I've never found. Well, there are some uprights that come close to being good for above floor cleaning, tools attached uprights, because most uprights now do have some sort of tool set built in. I always find that I'd rather have an upright, a good upright cleaner that performs well on carpets without the tools, and have a separate, smaller, lighter cylinder machine to do all the above floor, because it's far more convenient. But if you only have the space for one machine, whoops. If you only have the space for one machine, then this is a compromise. It's an upright with the tools attached. Also, you may not have the money to have two vacuum cleaners. A lot of people do have more than one. A lot of people buy a new vacuum and have that for downstairs and demote their older machine for upstairs use. I know my mum has two cleaners. She uses a Sebo Felix downstairs, and she has a Hoover Pure Power, of all things, for the upstairs bedrooms. But it's fine for her. So, all in all, I'm quite happy with that. It's not as bad as I was expecting. I've seen Alex's, he beat me to it, his unboxing video of this, and I thought, oof, I'm glad I didn't bid on that. But I bid on it again this time and got it for the opening price. Nobody else bid on it, which has surprised me. I bid in the last minute, expecting to be outbid, but I wasn't. So I think it was £100 I paid for that. So it is more, obviously, than I would have paid back in the day. But you cannot buy these really brand new. So for £100 plus postage, I was quite happy with that. So hopefully that's my little jinx over with. I can start buying vacuums again. I do have another vacuum cleaner that I'm looking to buy. I'm keeping an eye on it. So it's a particular supermarket, they're selling it at the moment. They don't normally sell this model, and it's already reduced. It's about £15 less than they normally sell it for, or would normally sell it for online. But I remember the last time this supermarket got this particular model in, it did go down to about 60 something, which is a bargain. So I'm not going to say what supermarket or what model. You'll have to go and have a look yourself. But I'll keep my eye on it, I'll pop in, and if I see it going for £70 or less, I will snap it up and you'll know what I've got, because of course I will unbox it and review it. Sorry, no review on this machine. No dirt is going to enter this vacuum. I know it's silly having a vacuum with just standing there. Well, it's just going to be in its box with... It's not going to fulfill its purpose. It's not going to pick up any dirt. But it's going to stay looking nice, dust-free and scratch-free as part of my collection. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. I do have quite a lot more vacuum cleaners that I haven't shown yet. That's how I'll be doing reviews of for you. If you have any questions, comment underneath and I'll do my best to answer them. See you soon.